you.
Hey everybody, here's another one. They're here to watch The Hells of School by Wave. So, once I finish college, I'm never going back. Never. I'm going to live out my days working. I'd rather just do school is unnecessary work for me, I'm sorry.
The human world truly is a gigantic phenomenon, filled with beautiful landscapes, amazing food and drink that you could experience from many different cultures, machinery that looks straight out of a Tron movie, and just the whole gigantic planet-wide diversity of many different people with different interests. It's spectacular. Yep. And with a certain amount of these interests, they bring people together to discuss their love for them as a community. Whether they may have a passion for a sport they've been watching since they were a kid, a movie franchise they've recently started getting into for a while that they're now attached to, or even an anime they just finished that left them heartbroken and need to speak to somebody about the ending. The point is, there's a whole different bunch of reasons as to why people interact with one another. And with most of these different reasons explaining how they get to communicating, it also helps to be at places where communication is much easier. Like finishing work and going down to the pub, playing team deathmatch on Nuketown and crashing out on one another, making friends out of your teammates, or one of the biggest ways people make friends, you torture yourself, corrupt yourself, walk and push through the trenches of the worst canon event mankind has ever created. You go through school!
I'll never go back. I'm glad I only have college left. And that's not saying much, because I already don't want to go back. People ask me, would you rather want to be a kid again? No. I've already gone through the torture. I may be entering a different mode of torture, but I don't want that. At least what I'll be going with actually matters. Yes, education matters, but most of it doesn't even help you later on in life. It doesn't.
Place is truly one of the hardest experiences a kid will ever go through. And if it wasn't for you, good for you, man. Everybody's school life is gonna be different. Whether it's hella positive and they somehow become the main character, or it's terrible and you're getting bullied by guys who watch too much Disney Channel. The point I'm trying to make it is not one person is gonna be running through this place the exact same way others will. It's gonna be different for everyone. However, we can all agree there's a lot of stupid shit a lot of us went through in school. Horse shit. Waste man activities that changed some of us and low-key made us a bunch of villains.
Now, I will admit, 10th to 12th grade was smooth sailing for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. In terms of just all around social and school wise, I got good grades all throughout high school, right? It's just the simple fact of I don't want to go back just because I don't like sports. And sports took up dang near most of my life as well. So no, I'm not giving up most of my life dedicated to something that only less than half will actually help me in the future.
It's their fault, man. They ruined it. And it didn't matter whether you went to secondary school, high school, or if you were part of Mr. Grouper's class from Bubble Guppies. The deception and evil in this place was universal. It was everywhere. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to flip the script, re-raise the chairs, get serious, and mention some of the biggest amounts of bullshit from school.
Right, talk to me.
And even though I am a British man, most, if not everything I'm going to mention and bring to justice today will have affected at least all of you here. And with me wasting enough time with this intro, let's get into case number 1 of this conviction. Homework.
Die.
I didn't really have any because I just finished it in class.
Die. Today. Die. I swear. Now I will admit, when it comes to certain things such as math that help you practice it, I actually don't care about because that's helpful towards math. But literally with everything else, just let it be studying. Or projects or something. Here's how I see it, right? With English, you can give us projects or something, right? Not outright homework. Either writing projects or studying vocabulary words, because English classes do that. With math, homework makes sense because you can repeatedly practice the formulas and get a better grasp of it. So math, I'll accept. Because once you know what to do, it's pretty much just copy and paste over and over again. So just get that over with and it'll become easier. History, like I said, just literally just make us write notes and then study the notes and then just have the test or quiz, whatever, be the notes. I think that's justifiable. Science, I would say Daniel just be the same thing as the history. Let us do notes. Whatever we take the notes on, we study at home and then we come back. That makes sense. Like, homework should not be for every daggone thing that we have.
Right off the bat, this shit makes no sense. Put two and two together and let's be honest.
And
This
that's not
never
counting
mattered.
the
I was
elective
giving homework
classes.
legal. This is like somebody taking extra shifts at their job and then not getting paid for those hours. It's free labor. What the hell is this shit?
Yes.
The idea behind giving children, teenagers, and grown adults homework will forever be one of life's biggest mysteries, and is yet a phenomenon to this day I still don't understand, because even the logic behind it doesn't add up. The idea of homework is to retain the information of whatever you learn from class to begin with. So the next time you walk into science and you're asked to work out how to balance equations, you're not sitting there like a flipping donut because you know how to do it, which makes sense. If you went ahead to learn something hella complicated and only figured out in the last few moments in class before the weekend, then it makes sense to go ahead to work on it. Practice makes perfect.
Yes.
But 99.9% of homework given to people past the age of 12 is just worksheets. And worksheets don't explain nothing. They're garbage, they're arse. Math teachers on a Friday afternoon would really sit there, make you wait for the bell, and as soon as class is dismissed, they wouldn't have told you that throughout the entire lesson that they were even giving you homework. And then they just drop that shit on you like a jump scare. It's weak. Conveniently slipping that shit to you right next to the door at the end like it's something illegal. It's criminal. And as soon as you go back to your house, spend the rest of your day doing nothing besides watching cartoons, jumping on Smash Bros, or just straight up being lazy, time has passed heavy, and it is now Sunday, and you're finally ready to get to your homework. You take it out of your bag and place it on your desk, sharpen your pencil, take out your ruler, and you're ready to go and get this done. And once you start to slowly flip the piece of paper over, your mind goes blank. You've now forgotten everything that you were supposed to know to do this homework in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. Like, literally.
Every time.
I will say, homework is quite literally just a memory test. That's honestly, Daniel, what it is. It's just a memory test. Like, do you know what to do? That's pretty much just it. Now, granted, I will say having homework is like probably one of the easiest ways to still get your GPA up. Just because literally, if you do it, you still get some points added in. And no one can see what you're doing, so then you can cheat through majority of homework. I'm not gonna lie to you. You just gotta know how to not plagiarize, and you'll be fine.
You ain't remember how to multiply fractions, expand these brackets, tell the difference between two colors. You can't remember shit because you were too busy enjoying your weekend off school when that's the whole point of the flipping weekend. It's to take a breather from life. They're hating on you for having too much fun at the playground, spending time with your family, or even just sitting there doing nothing. Then when Monday comes and you go to your teacher to tell them you couldn't do your homework because of XYZ, maybe your dog ate it or it just blew up in a lab overnight, I don't know, but let's say you had a very good reason, right? They really don't care since you didn't do the work, and then they just go ahead to give you detention anyway.
What the heck did you go to detention for not doing home? They would just give you the F, and then where did you go to school? Did that happen where you were at?
Nope, but I think it was in another country.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you know what? UK, bro. It's not... Ain't no way. Getting no homework is detention. You would just get the F and then take the L.
Execute them all! How are you punishing?
Even back when I was in high school, I never knew what the detention thing was. I never had it. I never had detention before. I had ISS like a lot in 6th grade. After 6th grade, I didn't face like one in-house or like punishment ever again. Not because, it was literally because I got out of a bad environment. Like after 6th grade, I never had ISS, OSS, or any detention thing at all. Because I don't like getting into trouble at all. People honestly just made me crash out at the wrongest time possible in 6th grade. But that aside, detention was only happening in high school if you were late to class. Or something like that. That's it. And granted, it's still kind of bullcrap, because why are you giving people 5 minutes to get to one class to the other? When y'all still keep expanding the school is beyond me, but okay.
Me for not committing work in my spare time. Am I wrong for spending time with my family to go ahead and eat chicken and chips on a Saturday? What's wrong with you? And look, maybe some of this rant might not make sense to some of you here. With me specifically on about forgetting how to do your homework.
No, I can't pause. Now, granted, if you literally just sit down and do it, it won't even take that long. But the thing is, they're kids. And even as an adult, I can also attest to this. We have to also acknowledge people don't like doing things a lot of the time, unless it's something of interest. If it doesn't interest you, you're not going to want to do it. But if you really just sit there and do it, it will be finished. And that's what sucks, because you know that fact, but you still don't want to do it.
The big brain
It
answer to
makes
that
no
dilemma
sense.
is to just simply look through your notes again and read what you've written down in your notebook. That's the usual and easiest way people go about it. Do you have any idea how fast teachers move when they have a lot of shit to cover in one goddamn lesson? They speed through it like they're Wally West.
Honestly, everyone's kind of screwed over in that fashion because teachers, yeah, they got to get through the units hecka fast, and literally, they can't wait for you to stay. They can't wait for you. It's sad, but they really can't. The best you would have is just getting personal stuff.
I couldn't comprehend shit. And I'm not saying this to come at teachers or anything. It's your job to go ahead and cover this shit. As far as I'm concerned, you're a victim. I'm saying this because how are you supposed to write down any notes with there being this much shit to get down in a short amount of time?
Yes.
With the way they move, by the end of the lesson, the only thing you've written down is the date and title. Nigga, that's nothing. But by far, the biggest, most horrid thing about homework is that it's just stupid now. It's futile. It's obsolete. What's the point of even giving it out when most people are gonna go home, get onto their laptop, and jump on ChatGPT and other AI platforms to just help them out? Why would they go ahead to do it normally when they could just cheat? AI is so advanced to the point where now you could write every single detail of your question to the max and get exact response on it, getting it written down in the exact same way you do your own work, where it looks like you did it in the first place, which
like literally, whenever you write like a daggone history essay, just literally go to any website, just look at it, and then just make your own version of it. And just like that's like the best way to not do plagiarizing. Like people, I don't know what kid was so stupid to literally copy down an entire article and then be surprised when they get caught. It says make it your own words. Literally just make it your own words and you'll be good. It's what I've been doing for years. I swear to you, bro, it's not that hard.
Gets you an easy pass on your homework. And I'm talking real specific. Like you tell the AI to dumb it down for you to make it look like
COVID did have a major part to play in
that was my method, man. With my gigantic hate for homework. This brings me to another form of hellish punishment rituals in school. Group projects. And they're...
You know what? I don't think these were really a problem for me, actually. Were they a problem for you? I don't think they ever were for me. Yeah, this might be just a him problem, bro. I never had this problem.
Horrible, man. They ruin lives. It's a whole gigantic scam.
Now, in college, it can be harder, but that's because people have lives. That's quite literally just it, is that we have lives. It's hard to get people to be together when y'all actually have to do things. You like go to your job or something like that. Like that's honestly just the hard part.
Group projects are the stupidest idea ever implemented into school. I swear down, whoever invented this had half a brain when thinking about it. They were stupid. You have to rely on other people to get the entire work finished. And most of the time, the people you end up pairing up with, terrible. If you're lucky enough to have a teacher who's cool and nice enough to let you pair up with your friends, guys you spoke with often, or people in your class you know that are reliable and you can hold them accountable to their parts of the project, well then group work becomes hella bearable. You can take a breather, knowing that as long as you do your part to the best of your ability, the other couple of people you're grouped up with will fall through and give it their all. You trust in them and your grades are secure. But most of the time, it's never like that. Now I've mentioned previously in my last video that when I was in school, I was a class clown. However, I was a class clown with respect. I only goofed off there and then when it was appropriate. Which was never, but I always made sure if I had to do any partner work or any group work, I would 1,000,000% follow through with whatever I had to do on my end. Because I wouldn't want somebody else to fail at something because of me. That's unfair. It's not cool to do that. So in most projects I was a part of, if I was ever paired up with anyone, whether they're my friend...
Like I've always lived by this rule. Even if in a group project, you aren't the smartest, the least you can do is make it a fun time. Either by bringing the music, telling the jokes, doing like the little things. If you are still the dumbest guy in a group project, the least you can do is be the most entertaining, because then it brings camaraderie, and then that it makes it a better experience. And I say that being that same person multiple times. Like I'll still do what I gotta do, but I know I'm not the smartest. So at the very least, I can entertain you and either do something to make my job worthwhile. Because it's something, and something's
somebody
better
I've
than
never
nothing.
spoken to, or someone that used to just heavy piss me off, I would have put all of this aside and give it my all no matter what. If I had to do a third of the presentation, best believe I'm doing my third. If I had to draw a diagram, then I'm drawing the diagram. If I had to write a complicated portion of an essay, detailed, scripted piece of paper of how Arthur Morgan in Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of the greatest main characters to a game to ever exist, I'll gracefully do that. The man made me
Wow.
cry, bro. He's the GOAT. But
Never
you get the
played
point.
it.
And in most group projects, where the majority of people do the pass to contribute so they can all pass and get amazing grades, in most groups, you would always have that one bum who doesn't
Never
do shit.
experienced this.
Useless piece of crap who just sits there on their phone or some shit and just lets everybody else do the work. Or if you're even more unlucky, you get paired up with a whole group of them. And if this ever happened to you, you were probably cooked. Because these men will leave you doing all the work, and now you're spending all your free time to do everything because you don't want to get a lower grade so you don't get shouted at and disciplined by your parents, since they now would think you're a bum because your grade is...
Yeah, like low-key, your parent getting mad at you over a group project should not be within the punishable parameters, because it's not fully on you that the grade was the way that it was. It's a group job. Now, if he wasn't doing your job, it's a different story. But group projects should not be a punishable offense under the household because it's a group thing that all of y'all contribute to.
now reliant on other people. It's a whole gigantic ploy. It's a scam. It's literally torture. You're getting tortured because of other people. Who actually greenlit this idea back in the day? You saw it. And if you ever had a complaint on who you were working with.
Because here's the thing, group projects can actually teach you something about life. It's the fact that literally work any 9 to 5, it's a group project. You get what I'm saying? You get experience working with either the best ones or the worst ones. Even when you got the worst ones, you know what the heck will happen as a result. So it's not completely useless.
And went to your teacher to ask to either swap them out, just change groups, or even volunteer to do the work on your own. Bruv, the teachers didn't care. It's the last thing on their mind. They would tell you to suck it up, keep it moving, and firm working with them. Then, when the person you originally tried to snake out now finds out you tried to snitch on them, it just guarantees and makes them even more useless than they were before. If you are one of these people, I hope you never become an accomplished individual in your life. You good for nothing scumbag. How dare you? You're useless. Be selfless. Group projects only work out if everyone is determined to get it done. It's a team effort at the end of the day. And every class has that one or few couple of men who don't do nothing. Just chill on their phones, only write down 2 sentences in whole lessons, and Banazoo later down the corner. They suck. And it's careless and annoying. There's no amount of hating you could do that would get somebody who actually cares about their work to understand. It's too much. And if you're somebody who doesn't speak to people at school or don't interact with anyone socially and are more of an independent person, it's even worse, because now you're forced to work with people, and if you don't, you're sacrificing your grades, which puts you in more of an uncomfortable situation you're not cool with. How is this not torture? It's literally a hellscape. Getting the right team of the right people in this is like gambling. You gotta be prepared for anything and everything to happen.
Except
when your
you don't
teacher says you have to
control the
work in
dice.
pairs or groups for this assignment, all hell breaks loose. You don't know what can happen. If you're chosen to work with a straight good grades, amazing presentation, and high work effort student, that's amazing. You finna get a good grade, man. But if you're left with the guy who just doesn't care about anything in his life and is gonna sabotage you because it's who they are, it's personal. It's either you carry the full weight of whatever assignment you have given to you, or you suffer the consequences of whoever you're with and just accept failure. In other words, you're cooked. And this finally brings me to the last topic of this video. Something so evil, so devilish, so overly stupid that every time I remember some shit like this, I get filled with rage. And the last bullshit thing that is one of the stupidest things you could have ever experienced in school is bullies. Now, before I go on to speaking on this,
You had them?
Nope.
Yeah, because no one wanted to challenge you. Because even if you weren't going to do it, they would not try. Me, on the other hand, I was not as fortunate. Now, physical-wise, not as much. Verbal-wise, oh, absolutely. The only reason why the physical ones got by is because I didn't fight as a kid. Like, literally, that's it. If I was as much of a crash out as I am as a current adult, granted I'm not a crash out really, but if I had the same willingness to become a crash out back then as I do now, I'd probably be in prison.
Yeah.
Or whatever the heck it was called. Like, no, you're not just gonna do this to me and I'm gonna let it slide. Absolutely. Hey, and what I said last time about swirlies, bro. If you do it to me, you have to drown me. Because if you give me the chance to still have free will after I do it, you don't want to be alive for at least a good 10 minutes. Then you can die. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
I've got to be completely 110% honest here. Some people were definitely asking to be bullied in school, man. The guys who were just doing too much, always attention-seeking, teachers' pets, instigators, making a scene or just pushing a narrative they believed to be the only way and always thought they were right. They were annoying. They practically begged for it at that point. And I'm nowhere near advocating bullying, saying it's something you should be doing if you see someone acting like this. It's in your best interest with these people to just...
However, I will say, and this is not me encouraging bullying, but bullying I feel like does help people. And here's why. If you can't handle a 10-year-old bullying, how the heck do you think you're gonna handle an adult one? Like, adults will do you worse than kids. Kids nowadays will at most just talk mess about you. If you can't handle that emotionally, you're not gonna be able to handle like yeah, like imagine, here's the thing. Kid, middle-aged Karen. If you can't handle the kid, what makes you think you're gonna be able to handle the latter? And most still can't handle the latter. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to some degree, it's helpful. However, dang, it's one of those like necessary evil debates where like, dang it, you hate it, but at the same time, it somewhat can help you in life. You know what? Let's just move on before we start having
debates. Don't bully, man. When I was in school, which wasn't that long ago for any of you that think I'm old. I'm young, man. Bullying was somewhat like how it was in TV and movies, with the whole popular kids bullying the so-called nerds and just making them look stupid for their own ego. Because, you know, that's how bullies operate. They only do what they do for clout because they're a bunch of bitches. But the type of bullying that I wanted to bring up is the guys with the cheesiest, corniest, shittiest opinions I've ever heard in my entire life. You man suck. How the hell is it a good diss to come at anything and everything somebody likes? Bruv, back in the day before the great shit, guys would hate on you for watching anime. Straight up, you tell one of your boys that you passed one of the peakest fights in Dragon Ball Z. Vegito versus Super Buu was life-changing, man. It changed everything for me. And then some guy would overhear you talking about anime, and then his weak cast would call you something stupid like anime boy, and then he'll spread the word, and people will go ahead to call you that for the rest of the flipping year. It's not my fault you're not articulate enough to understand.
And it's funny because nowadays, if you do it, people will freaking tell someone you hadn't watched Naruto. If that person wasn't already locked in like you would, like as a friend, they might actually fight you. I say that being a person that still hasn't watched. No, I can't say that because I watched one episode, but I haven't watched Naruto in full. If I say that to the wrong person face to face, they might just hurt me.
I'm a nerd. I've accepted my life.
Yes, I think we both have a long time ago. But then again, this was like back in like, I don't know. Really? Did people do this when we were kids? I feel like when we were kids, like the anime thing became popular. By the time we started becoming kids, anime was popular, I want to say. Because I think around that time was when like My Hero and stuff was happening.
I don't get how dissing anime was a big thing back then. When 9 times out of 10, the same man dissing you for watching it were closeted fans. They were binging it at home. They were living that double life. In the daytime, they're dissing you and your love for anime. But in the shadows, they're binging One Piece and went from Alabasta to Wano in 2 whole days. They know
it's always the ones that be doing the same thing you do that be bullying you the hardest.
And then they would go straight to becoming a hater. I wear glasses, and guys would call me 4 Eyes back in the day. But then I overheard from most people that when we were kids,
Julian, you have like the most beautiful 4 eyes I've ever seen in my daggone life. You beautiful son of a man.
They used to hella want glasses back then. They thought it was cool, stylish, sexy to have -6 written on your medical sheets. They thought it was cool to be half blind and can only see when your glasses are on because it's blurry as shit. But then again, they were closeted and hate on you for wearing glasses.
I don't know when, but I think it was like somewhat.
Bullying before the age of 12 is max level corniness. It's just lame jokes taken from cartoons, Disney Channel level humiliation rituals, or just straight up trying to box and put your hands up. Which to the last one I say, throw hands, man. But bullying after 12 in middle school, secondary, high school, whatever westernized public school you went to, that shit just becomes racist. The filter has straight away been lifted and got...
Let's be so honest, it low-key does. What the heck are we doing? I kid you not. I always get taken back to this web memory I had like in 4th grade, where like people said if you're white but date a black person, you're like disobeying God or something. As a kid, I didn't know what the heck was going on. But growing up, I'm like, wait a minute, I remember that. What racist person was telling this? I never in my life heard that one time. That's never been a thing. I mean, it might be a thing they told people, but that's not a true statement by any means. That low-key was some racist stuff.
Guys have thrown the decorum out the window. They'll start cussing out where you come from immediately. Certain men will do so much investigating out of their time and take anything popular they can find funny about where you come from and instantly dash it onto you because they think it's funny. Yeah. It's crazy. For context here so I can explain it better, I'm going to finally reveal where I come from. A place that guarantees and solidifies my spot as the melanated, beautiful man I am. I am originally Somali. Yes. Hold your applause. Hold your applause. I know it's a cold place. A lot of comments I used to get was people thinking I was Indian, but I am a certified African Somali.
Oh my god.
And with me being Somali in secondary school, certain people would take the piss out of it and would make 1 out of the 4 following jokes on me that were just horrible. Number 1, calling me an Abdi. If you don't know, Abdi is a common name given to a lot of Somali boys. And because it's so common, people just dash it onto any Somali guy they see. So in school, where people knew what my name is, which is nowhere near being Abdi, I don't even have an A in my first name. They would still call me that anyway. Shut up, man. Number 2, banana and rice. Banana and rice is
That's like calling a black guy fried chicken.
Or a ginger guy shamrock shake.
That's the thing?
Apparently, yes.
Oh my god. What are we doing?
The English translation to it, but to break it down, it's just a huge plate of rice, hilib, which is lamb meat, some chili sauce, and a banana. Now hear me out. This combo is single-handedly the greatest munch in the entire globe. If you want good eats, you gotta try this one day. Believe me on it, it's amazing.
I mean,
it will change your life forever.
Delicious.
But if you ever went to school and said you like this, they would just straight up mock you for it. They're probably jealous. Just because the munch they only know how to make is bread and mayonnaise. You're garbage, man. That's nothing. Number 3. And number 4.
Of course they did.
Okay.
Of course they did.
Probably the most popular one thrown against us, and by far the funniest one, I'm not gonna lie to you, is that one scene from Captain Phillips where Barkhead Abdi is just like, look at me.
Sure.
Look at me.
The captain.
I'm the captain now. And I swear.
Oh my gosh. I can just... No, it's funny because I imagine, like, just the scene of that happening to somebody. Like, imagine a random person coming up to you in the school and just doing that to you.
I'm the captain now.
Yes, like,
I should have.
If you don't know the reference, you're not even gonna get the joke. But it's like, dang, I've never seen such craftily made jokes in my... Because no one I was in school bullied like this. Never once did anyone that bullied do a reference bully. Like, the best bullying is the one where you say a reference, then not even they know what it is until they figure it out later. Because then, like, you psychologically damage them to the point where they don't know what the heck you just said.
Swear on my soul, everyone and their mom used to throw this shit at me back in school. I'd be walking past people, minding my own business, sitting in class, doing my work and just talking to my friends, and then some man in the back would randomly make noises and say the exact line from this exact movie. And then I look back, because I know it was about me, and it successfully baited me. It's crazy. And this is just my experiences with these type of jokes. In all honesty, at the time, I really didn't care about them. It never got under my skin or affected me in a way where it's traumatic and sticks with me to this day. I don't really care for these jokes, and it wasn't just made against me as a Somali person.
To be honest,
everyone would be racist to everyone. It was pretty much how jokes got passed around my school. It was this or be this back then. Whether it would be something silly where everyone's laughing, including the person the joke was made against, or something completely out of order that in reality should get you running the ones. All these jokes generally though are mad disrespectful. If you're someone who gets these jokes passed around school or even makes them against other people, brother, when you diss someone, you ain't gonna drag someone's culture into it and dash it in the bin. That's weak. Yes. It may seem like playful banter to you and to them since they're laughing, but you should never see that as a positive response to keep doing it. Racist jokes are trash, cause with the ways it was done in school, to some of you, I may sound like the biggest snowflake, but that shit ain't cool, man. That's someone's heritage and family you're making fun of. And with me breaking into my adult life, looking back into certain aspects of school, and this being a major part of secondary and how banter was passed around, it made me realize this shit was never come to be doing in the first place. So the moral of this hellscape: don't be here because of difference. It's no one's fault you eat cereal with mayonnaise, but you, man. And these are some of the hells from school. Now, like I said earlier, school is gonna be a different experience for everyone. So some of these things I listed may not have affected you that heavy. And if they didn't,
your one that really affected me was the person
school life. If you guys got any more horror things you went through in school, disagree with what I said, or you just want to comment something, bruv. I appreciate it if you made it this far in the video. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Yeah. Anyway, bro.
Freshman year is supposed to just be hell.
Yeah, that's literally just it. I don't count freshman year because that's just what they're supposed to do, unfortunately enough. Anything else outside of that, they're just mean. Anyway, I guess that was it for this one, man. Hope you have a good day and God bless.
God bless.
Yeah, boy.